Hey Robert, this is Paul Heck with Grassfire Digital Marketing. Wanted to just tell you thank you for giving us a call and giving us a chance to look at what you guys need to do for capturing some more search for people that are looking for your services, looking at some different areas and stuff. I've kind of taken a look at where you guys are over in Northeast Oklahoma, where you're doing now in Salem Springs area, what's going on in Northwest Arkansas. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an overview of that and just show you some things that you can do. So just number one, like I said on the phone, the things that we do when we look at this from a perspective of like how do we capture this search, we're looking at the content on your site, seeing where, if it's keyword rich, if it has the actual keywords that people type in to search and find you guys. It always takes a minimum of 1,500 words on your homepage. I've got to look at your competitors and see what they're doing as far as like the quantity of words and such. If you're searching for different areas, we're going to also have some, inner pages or back pages that will be usually outlining your services for those specific areas. So if you're trying to target Northwest Arkansas, if you're trying to target some, towns in Northeast Oklahoma, then we had to have content specifically written for that. So content is king. That's the number one. Second thing, like I said on the phone, is backlinks. So these are other websites that are going to refer to yours. It's going to build kind of a big network. It's going to pass some power to your website in Google's eyes. We always want to look at, like, are those backlinks industry relevant? So are they talking about roofing, home services, that sort of thing? That's going to pass the best power to you guys. The third thing are citations. So this is your name, address, and phone number listed the same on all these online directories. Again, we're looking at what your competitor's doing, what you need to do to outrank those guys and beat those in that effort. So those three things are what you need to do to your website and an ongoing basis of creating these backlinks and such. These are things that you can do yourself. If you guys have probably tried to do this somewhat on some things, it sounds like, but what we find is a lot of business owners are just like, hey, you guys are the professionals at this. Can you take this off of our plate? And that's where we like to really step in and be that extension of your office and really work hard to bring calls coming in to you guys. Just looking at the site, a couple of things I've noticed. There seems to be, like, if I'm coming on your site just as an end user, someone searching for you, I'm seeing a little bit of disconnection between Nomads Roofing and Nomads Enterprises. So from a branding standpoint, I think there could be some things there, updating the logo maybe with Nomads Roofing, and then also just showing there on the site that this is operated by Nomads Enterprises. Just some confusion that I think we may need to work out there for someone that's actually searching for the roofing services. You have a very limited amount of content. The video is great, but have a very limited amount of content on here for trying to pick up this search volume. So that's something that we're definitely going to have to address on the website itself. Looking at just what your website's doing right now, I've got you plugged into this program called Ahrefs. It allows me to see, like, how strong is your site or weak. You got a 0 on the domain rating and a 6 on the URL rating. That's really something that we're going to have to step up, and that's that power that I'm talking about pushing to you guys. You've got some backlinks coming in through 12 different places, which is, it's a good start, but, I'm looking at, like, how much power do we really need to outrank your competitors. You've got 36 people coming to your website each month, and you've got 14 keywords being shown. Those keywords are all in the Salem Springs area, so you're not being found for any other area other than maybe your name outside of Salem Springs. So that's something that you definitely want to address. You're ranking pretty well for a couple of keywords in Salem Springs, which is great. You're in the 1, 2, or 3 positions for those, which is where we're trying to be. There are a couple of keywords in Salem Springs, which gets a pretty good amount of volume that we need to build some backlinks to and really get those keywords to pop for you. Salem Springs Roofing Services, 20 searches a month, 45th position. Salem Springs Roof Repair, 30 searches a month, 49th position. So things like that we need to fix. Looking at I just looked at some different areas. So roofing in Tahlequah, I'm not sure if you guys go over that far, but it was about the same distance from Rogers, from your office. And looking at, like, what's going on there, how much search volume there is. There's a Calvin and Son Roofing that's popping up In the organic section, you've got this Tulsa ProTech and then Lowe's and some Better Business Bureau. So I'm looking at, now, what does it take to beat Calvin? Looking at their site, it's pretty generic. Not a lot of just things to beat them on the site. You can pretty much do that with any updated website from just a graphics and usability standpoint. Looking at like how much search volume is going on, Tahlequah Roofer, 40 searches a month. Tahlequah Roofing Repair, 20 searches a month. Tahlequah Roof Repair, 40 searches a month. This is all this KD, this 0 is what I like to see. That's the keyword difficulty. So that's kind of telling me like how hard is that to beat those guys. But there's definitely some fruit there to go after if you're looking to enter that market and do work over in the Tahlequah area. I looked at NWA Roofing, and just to see kind of what pops up there. You've got a couple of people running sponsored ads for that. That's so that's the Google ad campaigns that we can also help you with. We're trying to get you in this map section here. It's going to be a little bit harder just because that is location based, but we can do that over time. And you've got NWA Roofing and then NorthwestArkansasRoofing.com pulling up in the map in the first two positions. Let's look at NWA Roofing. They've got a little bit of an advantage just because they have NWA Roofing in the keyword actually in their name, and just showing you just some of the content on their site. Not a whole lot, which is good, but that name keyword in the name does help them a lot. 1.8 on a domain rating and 12 on the URL. 48 backlink locations. You can see their backlink profile is starting to pick up a little bit, and that's something we want to go after. But they get 145 people hit their site every month, and being found for 57 keywords. Let's look at some of those keywords. I believe that's some of those Arkansas Roofing. Let me pull this up real quick. Keywords. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of roofing. Rogers, Arkansas, 50 searches a month. 50. See, it's 37 on the keyword difficulty. That's pretty strong. So that's going to take a little bit longer to rank for. I'm looking at things that are less than that. Roofing companies, NWA Roofing, 40 searches a month, 40 searches a month, 50 searches a month. So you can see there's quite a bit of search going on for these different keywords, and we just want to pick like what's the low-hanging fruit, like Northwest Arkansas Roofing, 50. That's got a 12. They're in the second position. We want to be in that top 3 for that. Roofing NWA, 10 searches a month, maybe not. Roofing companies Bentonville, 50 searches a month. Maybe that's something that we go after. So we just kind of pick out, what are the keywords and what's the strategy. We'll build that for you. Looking at Northwest Arkansas Roofing, again, their site not very strong from just the strength of the website's perspective, but what keywords are they being found for? Northwest Arkansas Roofing, 50, they're in the first position. NWA Roofing, they're in the third position. So you can just see like what I'm looking at when I see the potential for you guys and looking to try to pick up some of that traffic. Maybe it's the actual local city search that we try to pick up. Bentonville, Rogers, Fayetteville, Springdale. Maybe it's NWA, more of a regional kind of word that we're trying to pick up. We'll just try to figure that out and look at that. You've got Roofing Fayetteville, a couple another company here. So 100 searches a month in Fayetteville. A little bit harder on the 6th than a 0. Roofing companies, NWA, Springdale Roofing Services, 30. Springdale Roofing Service, 30 again. You can kind of see what I'm looking at. So just coming up with what's the best strategy for you guys to build your site out over time. Where do you want to target? And we'll put that together for you. So I hope this was helpful. Again, it's content on your site. It's keyword rich. Is it the quantity that we need it to be? It's also the backlinking and the citations. Those are the 3 things you've got to do to push your website up there. Short-term Google ads can really help you from a branding standpoint. I know we talked about looking at Facebook and Instagram and doing some sort of blasting of your name out there and trying to get that out as much as possible from a branding standpoint. That's going to help you guys as well. Appreciate the time. I hope this was helpful, and we'll start to put something together for you guys.